Hey everyone, how are you doing? So we're gonna get ready for tonight's dinner. First things first, what are we gonna do? Wash our hands. Public service announcement number 422. Remember 20 seconds or 2 happy birthday songs, whatever it needs to be. Okay, good to go. Okay, so tonight we have some sub hoagie rolls, some veggie and turkey dogs, some potatoes, onion, bell peppers, and red wine vinaigrette, and a little salt and pepper. So, tonight's meal comes from the streets of Brazil. It's a vendor food called Cachorro Quente. They are some of the best hot dogs in the world. So what we're gonna do is, it's really as simple as just hot dogs, but it's really more about what you put on it. So I'm gonna show you how we do it in our household and what that looks like. So, Katerina, I hope you like them. And Bernadette, I hope you like them as well. And to the rest of the family in Brazil, I hope that you love them as well. Because I am not going through all of you because there's way too many. Okay, so we're going to get our potatoes going first because at the end of this delightfulness, there's going to be mashed potatoes slathered across these hot dogs. So we're going to get these going first, and we'll get the potatoes boiling so they're ready to go. You notice how I'm not cutting off the skins or peeling the skins. In our household, I guess you could peel the skins if you want, but it is extra in nutrition, and we like the consistency of mashed potatoes with the skins in there. I know that some of you probably don't, so if you're so inclined, go ahead and peel them before you start chopping them up and then you'll be good. But we like the potato skins on it. So that's how we do it in our household. So tonight I'm using 6 potatoes because these will be good for leftovers tomorrow, and if we want to make any Cachorro Quentes tomorrow for lunch, we will have all of the ingredients. So I am making extra potatoes for our family. We are a family of 4, so if that helps you kind of, just get rid of that piece altogether. So it'll kind of help you consider how many potatoes you need, but when we get done, you'll see what they look like. Okay. But these are, what we're making tonight is some of the best, at least in my opinion, street food, street vendor food in Brazil that are selling on carts. And I know one time our entire family wiped out one of the street vendors because there were 13 of us, and I don't, for the life of me, remember where we were out. And I don't remember where it was at. But we wiped out the street vendor, and I think they had no complaints because we ate all the food that they had. I have found out because I'm the vegetarian in the family, and so whenever I would order my Cachorro Quentes, I would order Cachorro Quentes sans salsicha. So if I butchered that, I apologize for all of you Brazilian Portuguese speakers. But basically it means I want the hot dog without the hot dog. And so then they would argue with me and say, con salsicha? No, sans salsicha. So that's, you know, what happens when you go to another country and they think that don't understand the language, which I don't, but I knew what I was ordering. Okay, so our next thing that we're going to get ready here is going to be our vinaigrette. So we're going to take some red onion, Again, you could use a white onion, you could use whatever type of toppings you want. You can put raisins on them, you can put all sorts of stuff. Really, I mean, I think we had them made a gazillion different ways because it just depends on the street vendor. And you guys can hear my kids in the background. I think they're having too much fun. So, pretty much anything that you think is tasty, you could probably throw on here and nobody would have any issues with it. So we're going to cut up our red onion into nice little bite-sized pieces. So, but this is a wonderful comfort food. When I tell my family that I'm making this, they kind of get excited about it. They all love it. It's a wonderful dish, and you know, if we didn't have family that was from Brazil, that lived in Brazil, we would never be aware of this wonderful dish. So we're going to take our onions, we'll say about that much. Yeah, you know what, let's just cut up all this since we already have it cut up. So onion. And for those of you who, if you saw the artichoke pasta dish, good dish in and of itself, my family liked it. I think that if I were to make it again, I would definitely come up with some spices or a little bit of sauce to go with it that would give it just a little bit more flavor. But it was good just by itself, and like I told you, my son and I both made burritos out of it the next day. So it was good. We liked it. Okay, so we got our red onion cut up. Now we have red, yellow, and green bell peppers. I'm going to give these a quick wash. And then we'll get these cut up as well. So I always cut off the very top part of the bell pepper and then just grab all of this stuff right here. I actually saved these because these are all the seeds on there, and I know they're not quite ready yet because they haven't dried, they haven't died, but I figure they will, and if the birds aren't going to get them, I carry them out onto my back deck, and I just rub all of these seeds all over the place with the hopes that maybe one of them will turn into and grow into a bell pepper plant. So then I just pull out the, I don't know what they're called in here, the veins, because the white part can be bitter, so you want to take that stuff off. So let's start with, we'll do a half of each to start to see how much we've got. So same thing like the onions. You just want to cut these into nice bite-sized pieces. Not too big, you want to do them a little small. Sorry I don't have the camera set up over here to see above what size I'm cutting them at, but I will give you an idea of where we are at. So, something about this big, right? Something that's bite-sized. So we'll start with a half of we're going to do a half of each of the bell peppers. Something about colors. The more color that you can put into a food, the better. Food should smell good, it should taste good, and it should look good. Obviously, we can accomplish all of those goals. Food could taste really good, but not look good. Okay, cool. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just about sustenance, right? But I do figure that some of you probably have some hot dogs sitting around in your refrigerator or freezer when you were loading up on what foods you thought you would need. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this and move it into something that is literally a meal all by itself. You don't have to add anything to this. You just have one of these and you'll find how literally filling it is, and you're really good because, right, you've got vegetables in it, you've got all sorts of stuff, you've got your protein being the meat, So you don't have to really overload it with a whole bunch of other things. Usually what we do is toss potato chips with it. And we just have potato chips on the side. Okay, so we got a yellow pepper. Let's get a red pepper in there. Since they're playing Christmas music on the radio now, which my daughter is super excited about, and she has a small Christmas tree in her bedroom now. So again, take out the inside and the veins. I'm always gonna, like I said, I keep the seeds and go dump them out in the back, and hopefully magically something will grow. It'll be like Jack and the Beanstalk, I don't know. So we're gonna cut these all up. Very simple to do, nothing difficult here. This is, no culinary expertise is required other than the ability to use a quasi-sharp knife. So, get these sliced up here. Remember, we've got our potatoes that are boiling because we're going to turn those into mashed potatoes. And yes, some of you still sitting there scratching your head saying, wait, we're going to put mashed potatoes on top of a hot dog? Yeah, and it's going to have mustard and ketchup and mayonnaise and relish, vinaigrette, so whatever it is that you want to do. But before you knock it, you should definitely give it a try. So, okay, so we got our red bell peppers cut up into a whole bunch of nice little bite-sized pieces. Give it one more chop in case you mixed any, but again, not a big deal. So let's toss all these. We'll get all of our red bell pepper in there. Now let's move on to the green bell pepper. If I had my choice, I would always use orange, yellow, and red bell peppers before I used green bell peppers, because I have found in my life that green bell peppers can be the most bitter out of all of the bell peppers. And as you go from red to orange to yellow, they get a little sweeter. So, all right, so we got that. Let's get our half of a green bell pepper. Get this cut up. And we should have some fun with these. Okay, we're gonna